Hello everyone and welcome back to Genie Crafts. Today's video is about introduction to the Cricut design space. It is the software that is used along with the Cricut cutting machine to help you design your templates and then feed it to the cutting machine so that the machine can cut as per the design that you have created. So guys, let's get started. So the first thing that you need to do is to download the software associated from the Cricut website. So open a Chrome browser and on that Google download Cricut design space. The first link that will appear will take you to that specific page. Click on that. Under that there is an entire installation guideline that is presented, how to install, how to set up your machine, etc, etc. But the first thing that you need to do is to download the software. So on the first point that is written here, you can click on design.cricut.com, and depending upon the kind of operating system you are on, it will directly take you to that specific software. So right now I am operating from a Windows machine, so it is taking me to design space for Windows. Had it been a MacBook, it would have taken me to design space for Macintosh. So click on the terms and conditions, agree to that, and click on the download. So now that the software is downloaded, click on it and it will open the installation window, and from there we'll proceed. Once this window opens, if you want to start a new project, then you have to click on that. But the first thing that we need to do is to set up the machine. So first we are going to do a new product setup. So click on those three lines here, open the menu, and then do the new product setup. So click on new product setup. Then it will ask you what kind of machine you are using. Is it a smart cutting machine or is it a heat press? So in my case it is a smart cutting machine, so I'll select this. Then it will ask for the model of the machine. In my case I have Cricut Explore 3, so click on that. It will give you some directions how you should set up your machine, how you should plug in your power jack, connector, etc. And then click on next. Now it will ask you what kind of connector you are going to use. So I already had this installed on my system. I uninstalled it to actually record this video. My experience shows that for Mac OS users it requires USB, and for Windows it prefers Bluetooth. In fact, it doesn't allow with USB for Windows, so I'll click Bluetooth. Now since my Bluetooth is on, it's going to calibrate with the machine which is already switched on, and once it finds the machine it will show here. Once it shows here, you can click continue. Then it will ask you to activate. So I already have this email ID created on Cricut site, or this user ID created on Cricut site, so I'm just going to click on that and click activate. If your user ID is not created, then you can create your user ID and then activate your machine. Now it will ask you to test your machine. So in this is a predefined a design that you can utilize to check out your machine. So this is already here, so all you need to do is to click next and it will directly feed to your machine. When the machine comes, the blade is already inserted into the slot, which is the slot B. The slot A is for scoring tool, so blade is already inserted into slot B, so there is nothing much to do there. If it is not, then insert. Then it will ask you to insert your vinyl mat into the machine. So there are two slots here, so you have to insert the mat inside it, and then it will start cutting the machine. So you have to press this and you have to go ahead. So all this testing and everything was already done, so I don't have a video for that right now. It is asking me to actually load. So let me do one thing. Instead of vinyl, what I will do is that I will load it on a paper and I will try to record it right now. So guys, give me 1 minute and let me record the machine now. So this is how the setup is done. This is how you do the initial test cut, and after that your machine is ready. You can click on continue and it will take you to this home page again. When you are first time setting up the machine, this page will not appear. It will directly take you to the setting up of the machine, but since I had done the setup once against this user ID, so it directly took me to this page. Anyway, click on new project and then it will take you to the canvas where we do all our designing. So let me give you a brief introduction to the canvas. What are the different things here? New will allow you to start new projects. Templates, these are the fixed templates, for example, against different kind of shapes and topics, materials, etc. These are the fixed templates against which you can create your design. So these templates you can utilize in your canvas. So for example, if I select this apron, you see the templates are for reference only and will not be saved with your project. So you have to use these templates for reference only, and you cannot cut these, because if something that can be cut, this make it button will be green. So obviously you cannot cut the template. So let me just hide this template for now. Okay, then next are the projects, which are the different projects that you have saved. So when you are working, you can save your projects and all your projects will come here. There are a lot of projects that are already built by other other artists, and you can utilize them. Some of them are free, some of them are majority of them are not free. So whatever is not free will come with this A button, which is the Cricut Access subscription. So they allow a subscription for a monthly fee and an annual fee, and you can check it out on the Cricut website, the money that you need to pay. Once you have access to this subscription, you get access to unlimited material and design ideas and themes, etc. And anything that comes with Cricut Access will be marked as A. So whatever is not marked as A is free and you can use it directly in your projects, but whatever is marked with A, you will only be able to utilize once you have access to the Cricut Access subscription. Also, they provide 1 month free subscription, and after that it's chargeable. To activate your free subscription, it has to be done with the Cricut app on the mobile, and it cannot be directly done from this software. Then there are some of the basic shapes that you can utilize in your projects. So these are the shapes, these are the free shapes, and then there are other shapes, but do not worry about all this so much that there is very less free, etc. They provide the best facility to upload your own silhouette images. So Cricut is basically a silhouette cutter. So what it means is that it takes an image, fills it completely with one single color, and then that becomes its cutting area. And we always have to specify with every image or every JPG, PNG, GIF file that we are utilizing what portions it needs to cut and what portion it needs to keep. So that specification has to be given with every image, and I'll show you how to do that. But these shapes are mostly useful when you are doing cutting of text, because normally the text and everything will be cut on vinyl, and to transfer the vinyl you need to cut it inside a shape for better removal of unnecessary stuff around the actual text. Okay. Then they have a section of images. There are a lot of categories here. You can select across the categories. So for example, if you want free, so first you can select free itself, and then within free you can select different categories. So whatever is free will get displayed here, and you can start searching from that. So some shapes will come, then some free designs will come, so you can choose whatever you want to utilize in your projects. Just let me tell you upfront that the free stuff is not that less. There are a lot of good stuff in the free, and you can utilize a lot from there itself. Okay. Then they have a text section which allows you to write the text. So when you click on text, a new text comes, and it's right now 25%. So let me zoom it to 100% right now. So this the text comes, and once the text comes, you can choose your font. On the font also, they have paid fonts and they have free fonts. So if you want free fonts, click on system, and this will give you a list of all the free fonts that are available. And for the paid font, you can go to the Cricut to get access to the paid fonts. But most of your work will get done with free font, because they have very nice loopy, curvy, straight, block fonts, and all the different kind of fonts that are available. The kind of fonts that you normally see when you open Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, and when you try to write something. So all these fonts that are available there are available here also. So that is the system fonts that you can utilize if you want free fonts. So it's there. Then there are phrases. So phrases are basically predefined text that you can utilize in your cuts. So something that has already been designed, and you just need to put it in your image and then cut it. So whatever you want to utilize, you can just select it and you can add to canvas. And the same goes with shapes, templates, images, etc. So the process remains the same. So you just select and add it to the canvas. If you want to delete something, you can select and delete. When you select phrases, it can be a single image, or it can be or it can be a layered image, like multiple images. So this is a group of images. For example, this section only for eat, then this is sleep, and those small images, etc. And against each, when you select, it will also show you whether to cut, whether to draw it with a pen, whether to use it in foil transfer, or whether to score. So these are the different functions that the machine can perform. It can do the cutting, like the basic cutting which we do with paper cutting knives. Then there is a pen that comes with the Cricut, and it's basically a Cricut accessory, and I haven't been able to fit any other pen into the scoring slot that you saw on the machine earlier. So you have to purchase that pen. It comes for around 1099 bucks for a set of 3 pens, 3 basic black pens. They have metallic pens also and other pens also. uh, for foil transfer, there is a separate foil transfer blade and tips and kit that comes, so you have to purchase that. Unfortunately, with Cricut machine, you can only utilize Cricut accessories. You won't be able to utilize other accessories effectively, and I think it would void the guarantee and warranty also if you will utilize other accessories and something happens to the machine. So you have to take care of that. For scoring also, there is a separate scoring pen that comes, and I will put a detailed video on a scoring image also. So whenever you click on any image, it will show you the kind of operation that you can do. So you can do cut, or you can do draw. So if you select pen, then it is going to draw. If you select cut, then it is going to cut. If you select score, then it is going to score. So you have to select what kind of operation you want to do, and then accordingly you can cut on different colors. So as you can see that these are all different layers. So what the machine will do is that it is going to cut them on different paper. So every time one cut is done, it is going to prompt you to change the paper to start the new cutting. Okay, so that's how you can utilize the phrases. This is actually an editable image also, so they have some editable images which you can utilize that will also act as an editable image itself. So let me select one free item here. So for example, this is an editable image. What editable image means is that you will be able to make changes to it. So let me hide this one. Since this is editable, you can edit every item. So for example, so I can make it grandmom. So now this is edited. So similarly, you can edit different items. You can change the size of it and all that. You can reduce the size, you can duplicate it, you can create multiple. So for example, I can create a copy of it. I can create multiple hearts. I'm just simply doing Control-C, Control-V, copy paste. So editable images are these, where you can directly take the entire set of image and edit the different parts of the images. And finally, the best functionality that it has is the upload. But before I go into upload, there is one that I have missed, is the monogram, which allows you to create custom monograms for your brand name. So you provide the shortening of the brand name, the initials of your brand name here, and there are various options here, and you can utilize the different styles to create your brand name. So for example, like these are the different monograms that you can create. So we have vintage, we have handwritten, and different types. Okay, now let me close this. So in this video, I'm not actually going to edit anything or showcase a complete project. This is just on how to utilize the software. Finally, we have the upload functionality. So let me tell you what I meant. When you upload image, you have to actually specify what portions you want to keep and what portions you want to cut. So let me upload a simple image here. For example, let me take this image. Now this is the image which I want Cricut to cut. Now what I want is to remove all the brown portion that you see on this image, and I want to keep all the white portions. So whatever pieces that will cut out, I'm going to place them and arrange them, let's say, on a background. So we have simple, moderately complex, and complex. So by default I always go with the complex because that is the easiest for me. Now let's say I want to remove this brown and red color. So all the colors that you want to remove or you don't want to keep, you need to click on those. You need to click on every specific area. So the moment you click, that background will get replaced by this check background, which is a normal way to represent a transparent background. Had I wanted to remove the white color, so you can undo by clicking this. Had I wanted to remove the white color, I want to cut out the white color, then in that case I have to go into every white isolated area and I have to click it. So this is a tedious part. Whenever you are uploading an image, you have to carefully choose which portions to cut and which portions to keep. Right, like this. So let me quickly do this. If you are not able to access any specific area, you can always zoom in quickly. No need to struggle. Once you are done, apply and continue. Then it is going to ask whether you want to cut the image or whether you want to first take a print and then cut the image. So print has to be done on an external printer, and then once you are done with the printing, you can put it on the cutting mat and you can cut it. Now what you see, what happened to the image, this brown color is replaced by this default gray color. So what it has done is that it has converted your the image input that you have provided, it has converted it into a silhouette image. So like I said at the beginning, Cricut machine is a silhouette cutter, and all the cutting machines that are out there in the market are silhouette cutter only. So whatever image you will supply, it will convert it into this silhouette format. So click on this and select upload. Now so if there is a shape which is not available under the free section, you can always design it on a PowerPoint or any other application. You can download it from the internet and you can create all the shapes, designs, everything that you want. Internet is a platform where you can get a lot of free stuff, so you don't actually need to worry about how what will you do if you do not have subscription to Cricut Access. You can always utilize this upload functionality to use whatever images you want. So click add to canvas. Now this comes. So let me quickly take you through some of the other stuff in the software. These were the different options that you can work with. Now comes the things which allow you to edit the images quickly. So obviously this I will touch base in a little while. Then we have the edit option, cut, copy, paste, duplicate, delete. So these are like fairly straightforward. Even if you don't know the shortcuts, you can do it. But normally we are used to pressing Control C, Control V, Control C to copy something, Control V to paste it again, Control D to make it duplicate, Control X to cut it and put it somewhere else, or cut it from one layer and put it onto other layers. And this is the section where you see all the layers. Okay. Arrange allows you to bring things forward or backward. So let me add something else to this so that I can showcase that functionality. So let me take this peacock feather and add it. As you can see, the feather has come on top of it. Let me change the color of the feather to something else so that you can distinguish the two images. So I have made it orange silhouette and this remains the black silhouette. Now right now this image is on top of it, and if you want the back image at the back to become on the front, then all you need to do is right click on this image here, or the layer which contains that image, and bring forward. So when you will do bring forward, it will go up one layer, but if you want to bring it to the topmost layer, then bring to front. So now that image goes at the back. This is good for creating this is good for creating design in the empty spaces, in case you want to do that kind of thing. I don't need these layers, so let me delete these so that we can work with. Whenever you will upload an image, if you see this red exclamation mark, it means that the dimensions of the image are far greater than what you can accommodate on your cutting mat. And once again, you have to purchase a Cricut cutting mat only, because no other cutting mats go into that. It's very specific, specifically designed for the Cricut machine, so you have to work on the Cricut cutting mats only. So with the Explore 3, the dimensions of the cutting mat is 30 by 30 centimeters, so you have to restrict your image size within that dimension. So you will see the message, this is too much. So what we will do is that we are going to restrict it to 29 centimeter. The moment you will restrict it within the size, that particular thing will go away. Now coming to the other picture, what I want is that I want it, first of all, let's resize it. Resizing is fairly straightforward. You see this lock here. This lock basically means that if you change the width, the height will also change proportionately. So it is 20 centimeter, let's say I make it 10 centimeter, and if I press enter, the height also changes proportionately. But before I go to the but part, and if this lock is enabled, if you will use these handles, it will get proportionately reduced in all the directions. But if this lock is switched off, then you can do this changing in two dimensions. You can you can change the width and the height separately. Okay, so that's the purpose of lock. So when you are working with images which contain faces and other stuff, and you don't want it to get distorted, it's always recommended that you keep this lock on. Do not unlock it, otherwise you will lose the you will lose the ratio between the height and the width. In case you have done something wrong, then you can always press Ctrl Z to reverse the changes. Then we have the rotation option, which allows you to rotate the images or the silhouette images that you have put here. Let's say I want to put it on top of here. Right now I cannot see, so let me bring it to front again. So I want to cut this along with this image. Right now these two are on different layers, so I will show you how to attach everything into a single layer in a while. Then finally we have the position. Positioning basically tells you where on the mat you have put your paper. So suppose you have put your paper starting from 2 inch and going up till 10 inch, then you have to specify it here. This specification is in centimeters, so let's say my mat is at 3 centimeters. Okay, so 3 centimeters on the y-axis and 3 centimeters on the x-axis, so you have to put 3 and 3 here. So that's how this will be placed. Similarly for this image, I want to place it 3 by 3, and this has to be placed here. So this placement of image basically is determined by where you have placed the paper on which you're going to do the cutting, or the vinyl on which you're going to do the cutting, where you have placed it on your mat. So that determines it. But by default, if you want to preserve your paper and utilize the space as much as you can, always start with 0.5. Please do not start with 0. It doesn't give very effective results at the end. Sometimes some misalignment also happens. So after trial and error, I have come to realize that the minimum you have to specify is 0.5. You can still keep your paper at 0,0 so that there is some border, and the cutting starts from 0.5 centimeter to 0.5 centimeter. This I will place here. Right now if I make it, right now if I go to make it, now this arrangement and everything is here. But before I make it, I've missed some of the points. So there is something called flip image. So you can flip your image vertical and horizontal. And then there is arrangement, bring to front, bring to back. This I already showed you. And then there is something called as align. When you select two items together, you can align them, align left, align center. So these are the basic alignments that we see in Microsoft PowerPoint also. So let's say if I say align left, so whatever the first image that you have selected, the second image will get aligned with respect to that. So let me show you again. So I have selected this, I select this image, then I press shift and I select this image. You can see both of them got selected. And now if I press align left, the second image which I selected will get aligned to the left border of the first image. If I select align right, then once again the second image will get aligned with respect to the right border of the first image that we selected. Similarly, align top and align bottom. So these are the different alignments that you can do. So that's how the alignment works. Then there is something called offset, where you can offset the corners, especially this is specifically for welding and other purposes. So right now I'm not going to go into it because we are mainly focusing on the paper cutting and vinyl cutting here. Okay, I have already showed you how to change the colors, what to do. Right now for picture 1 it is selected a basic cut, and for picture 2 also it is selected as basic cut. So that's the one thing that that's the thing that we want to do. In case we want to score, then we have to select a score wherein it is going to score basis the outlines. Now this outline might not seem very good right now, but if you enlarge it, the outlines will keep getting clearer and clearer. Okay, so whatever areas that we have selected to remove, basis that the scoring will happen on the outlines of those areas. If you directly want to go to 100%, just click on this 300, it will go to the 100%. Okay, so let me change it back to basic cut. Once you're satisfied with the arrangement of the images and everything, right now these are on different layers. So if I make it, what you will see is, first it will ask you for the mat. So select your mat. You can see two layers, layer 1 and layer 2, but we don't want it on two layers, let's say. So when it is on two layers, it will first process layer 1, then it will ask you to remove your mat, put the new paper, and then it will go for the layer 2. So it will keep happening sequentially. With every layer you have to keep removing the previous layer from the mat and putting new paper for the new layer. But in case you want both of them to get processed together, then in that case you select both of them and you attach. The moment you attach, they become a single layer. So now what will happen is that if you will make it, it all will come on a single layer. That's just one layer, and it will show you what it is going to cut, where it is going to cut. Okay, so even if you are not happy with the placement that you have originally selected, you can always change your placement here. That red line shows the outline area under which the cutting machine is going to cut. So it's not going to cut anything outside the red line, hence I said that you have to put 0.5 and 0.5 as the minimum placement area. Okay, so this is how the cutting happens. Once you click on continue, if it is Bluetooth, it will wait for a second, or even if it is USB, it will try to find the machine. Once it finds the machine, it will start giving you options. So let's just wait. It has found the machine through the Bluetooth. Now it will ask you to set the base material. So machine is pre-configured in terms of how it is going to cut the different materials. So there are a variety of materials. Some popular material you will see in the this material list, and then if you don't find your material here, you can always click on browse material and select your materials from here. If you want to bookmark it, then you can bookmark it so that you can find it later again easily. So I have already bookmarked my material here. So these are the different kind of paper that I regularly use. So like I said just before, the machine is pre-configured how it is going to cut. If you choose a heavy cardstock, it is going to cut everything twice. So suppose it cuts a circle, then it will cut the circle, same circle again, because the paper is thick. So the machine is designed to do 2 passes of cutting before it moves on to the next area to cut. But if it is something like a copy paper, light cardstock or medium cardstock, then in that case it is going to do only 1 pass of cutting. That means it is going to cut only once. So select your medium cardstock, then it will ask you the kind of blade pressure you want to apply. If you are doubtful that with the default pressure it is going to cut in one go, because cutting vinyl is very different, which is what most of the artists are using this machine for. But cutting paper, which I want to do, is very different. When it comes to cutting paper, there are various factors that come into play: the thickness of the paper, the texture of the paper, whether it is smooth, whether it is rough, how grainy the paper is. So all these factors come into play and you'll have to experiment yourself. So what I have found is that most of my paper is 220 GSM, which I use. If I'm using a medium cardstock paper, I have to go with more pressure. If I keep it default or less, then at some places it just doesn't cut out. So the machine cuts it, but it is not cut properly, so those portions do not come out easily. So this is something that I have learned by doing trial and experiment. Now once it is done, once you have selected all this, you will see this button on the machine blinking. All you need to do is push it, and it is going to take the mat measurement, etc. And once it is done, the go button will start flashing, and then you have to press it. So that's how you are going to utilize this software for doing the cutting. So right now I'm not showing anything by cutting, so let me just cancel this. If you are working with vinyl, so one last thing I want to cover in this video, in case you are working with vinyl, then normally we cut out texts and images and etc. But vinyl is something that you need to cut and then transfer it to another surface. That's the major purpose of vinyl. So all the license plates etc. in India are cut out on vinyl, and then they are pasted on those metal. Also a lot of resin artists utilize vinyl cut stickers. So that vinyl cutting, if you need to do, first thing that you need to do is obviously the text that you want to write. You need to define the area under which you want to write. So defining the area is the first part. So normally my suggestion is to take a rectangle. Under the free shapes, take a simple rectangle. So let's say the available area that I have for cutting is 10 centimeter by 5 centimeter. So the width is 10 centimeter and the height is 5 centimeter. So this is the area that is, sorry, it is locked, so I'll have to unlock it first. This is the area that is available to me. So let me just enlarge it. Now that I have the area defined, I can place my text inside it so that the text does not go outside the defined area. And this area you will get from the surface, on which you want to, write your text or paste your vinyl sticker. So let me create my own logo here. As you can see right now, this is way too big. Most of the time the area will be defined by the width only. So since my height is too high, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace. So why we are doing this is because when the cutting is done, we are going to remove all this unnecessary area. Only the text is the useful part, everything else is unnecessary, so we will remove it. Hence we do it inside a rectangle, because if the rectangle is not there, then rest of the vinyl will be there alongside with the text. So it will be very difficult for you to pick up these text letters with the help of a transfer tape. So in order to do that cutting in that way, what you need to do is you need to select both of them, and under here you need to select combine, you need to select exclude. So now the system is going to cut this part. and then it is going to cut this border also. So when you will, the border is cut, when you will remove, only the text will be left in that specific area, and it will be easy for you to pick it up with the transfer tape. Later on in another video of vinyl cutting, I'm going to showcase what I actually mean by it, but I hope you get the idea what I'm trying to explain here. Once you are done, then you again click on make it. Obviously you can place it previously. If you have the vinyl mat of the requisite width of 30 centimeter, then in that case you can directly feed it into the machine. But if you don't have a vinyl of a specific width that goes into the machine, then in that case you can paste your vinyl sheet on top of your mat, and then you can directly do that, and then you can feed it into the machine and cut it. Both ways it is going to work. So Genie Crafts, continue. So Cricut comes with smart vinyls, and you will find smart vinyls, a lot of smart vinyls in the market also. For this you don't actually need to buy the Cricut accessory or the Cricut vinyl. You can get it from outside market also. So select the smart vinyl here. Once again, if you feel that the pressure is less, you can always increase it, but for vinyl default pressure works. Click on this load unload button, and once the go button flashes, you can press it, and this is going to start cutting your vinyl. So I think I have covered all relevant portions of the software and on how to use it. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comments, or if you want me to make full-fledged projects, which anyway I'll be doing in subsequent videos, but if you have anything specific in mind, please feel free to drop it in the comments, and I will try to work on it while making the videos. I hope this video was useful to all the people who have the Cricut machine or who are planning to buy the Cricut machine. There are various variants of the machine. You don't need to buy the bigger variant. You can also work with the smaller variant called Cricut Joy, which is the smallest variant that they have, and it's less than half the price of the Cricut Explore 3 machine which I have purchased. So if you guys like the video, then please don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Also do subscribe to my channel for regular videos on different forms of arts, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.